Fair enough.
Okay?
They don't hurt.
If you want to do football picks, you don't have to.
No,
I don't know what that means.
all right, what we do is
Sorry.
we do a weekly segment with Country Star. We've had Jimmy Allen, we've had Dan Smyers. We have them make football predictions for the NFL. Like
Some make
football
predictions, like who's gonna win.
predictions.
Okay.
We just have a list
Alright.
of, do you have an NFL team or you don't really follow?
I can do it.
You-
Yeah.
okay.
I feel like it's so beneath what we really should be talking about, but we are going to have a real interview.
I like that you mentally get that.
No, I do with you. I ignored it in a matter of
We know
respect.
you're cerebral.
And I know you're cerebral, and I like that, and I want to go there.
So we don't need these right
but
now.
With that
right?
being said,
Correct?
we also do a relatively mainstream show for a country audience.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, anyways, let's start this interview and let's get it cranking now.
Okay.
So,
You guys are ready?
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
sorry, I'm gonna.
No, you're fine.
We're just like,
Okay, ready?
yes.
Go ahead.
All right. We're here with Kit Moore, who we absolutely think the world of.
Yes.
And you did a great job performing Secret Star. It was interesting when you sat down, one of the first things you brought up to us was a headspace that you have to kind of get into, or a headspace that maybe you can't get out of. In other words, you come here with a space. Does that sort of dictate and affect what you'll play on stage in kind of an open forum
Yeah.
setting?
For sure. You know, I mean, I haven't been home in quite a while. Like I had like 24 hours at home, and I had a travel day from hell today.
Yeah.
It was just brutal. First time I ever felt like my plane was gonna crash.
Oh my God.
Were there announcements made, or was it just a
Yeah, it
feeling?
was pretty panicky.
Really?
Pretty panicky
Can
feeling.
you tell us what?
It was just a literally panicky feeling. You know, like people kind of shouting, and like it was a panicky feeling. You know, and
Man.
I was trying to make it here on time to do this, and when I got in, I missed my connection by probably 5 minutes, and then it was like, okay, it was 4 o'clock, and like, now what do we do? I didn't have any of my gear, you know, so got a ride. I actually became buddies with a guy on the flight. We were like, we're gonna catch a ride together, and we were gonna drive to Albany together. I left him tickets tonight. He was in the front row.
Oh my gosh.
So was he sitting next to you on the flight, or was this in the? Was this? in the
Yeah, he was
actual
next to me in the flight.
So were you talking to people? Were you calming people down on the airplane?
No,
Or
well, I
were
was
people
calming
panicking?
myself down.
But were people panicking around you?
Yeah, for sure.
I've never been.
Turbulence.
That's my first time in a situation like that, and I've flown probably 2,000 flights, you know. So
Let me ask you this. So you missed your connecting flight. Did you think in your head for a second, good, I'm glad I missed my connecting flight because it was so kind of scary?
I'm already so exhausted, to be
Yeah.
honest, and I think that, you know, people see the glitz and glamour side of it, but I'm beat. I'm really beat.
Did you start thinking about your life? Did you have
Yes.
enough time?
I did. Like I
Would you text people?
No. I mean, I still haven't figured out how to text from up in the skies.
Wi-Fi.
So
Which is the biggest bullshit going.
I know.
Don't you hate
I
that?
can't ever seem to log on, man. It always
Yeah, but
cuts
don't
me
you
off.
hate how you have to put your phone in airplane mode?
Yeah.
Like we talked to Chris Jansen about this.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd be friendly with Chris Jansen. I don't know if you are.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm actually a pilot. He goes, that is the biggest crock. He goes, they tell you to put your phone in. He was like your internet is going to affect us landing safely. He's like, if that's the case, I don't want to be on this plane.
Yeah. You know, for me, nah, man, I was like, you know, I was, yeah, it wasn't a pleasant moment.
Okay.
But, you know, I got here, I got a ride, and the show was supposed to start at 7. I got here at 7:15. I plugged straight in, you know, and I went for it.
Nobody would ever know.
No.
But yeah, I mean, I was just, I was zapped, I was exhausted, and you have to know how to turn that switch on, you know, because there's all these people, the whole place is filled up, and they're ready for a show. They don't care about what's happening to you that whole day. They don't care about what's happening to you in the last 2 months, you know. So it was like, I've slept in my bed maybe, and this is legit, I was counting the other day. Since the beginning of June, I have slept in my bed 7 times. 7 times.
God.
But
It's October.
Yeah, exactly. It's October.
Oh God.
But you also made your own schedule too. Like, have you put too much demands on yourself? Do you think you pushed it a little too much?
I haven't made my own schedule.
Okay,
I've
that's
made
fair.
some of it.
That's fair.
but like, you know, these kind of things pop up sometimes in the last 2 to 3 months after you've already made your schedule. And when a lot of them pop up and you're like, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, that's on me. But then it becomes hard to kind of like meet all the okays that you've given, you know?
Country music is an interesting format.
Yeah.
Because the artist will tell you that the expectations from the fans is next level, and it started at the very beginning when the country artist would play a state fair and sign autographs for 3 hours. And I know that you enjoy that connection with your fans, but for somebody who is exhausted, can be tired, is cerebral, is a thinker, is it a burden sometimes to give the fans what they want outside of the stage?
You know, I don't know if like a burden is the right word, but I will say like, and yeah, like my situation might be a little different because not only like with all this, like I've been making a record, I produce my own records, I write my songs, like I'm involved with every aspect of my career. So that's not the same for every single person. My load might be a little different than some people's. But I do know that a lot of artists deal with a lot of mental instability. That's just the truth. This is not meant to be like a heavy interview right now, but that's the truth. There's a lot of mental instability when you get together with the artists. They finally feel safe and like I'm about to, like I'm losing my mind.
Do they come to you? Do you do
No, like I think we all kind of come to each other. It's like that safe. It's like that safe ground.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, you know, it's like. But what will happen a lot of times is kind of like tonight. What happens so often is you're on the verge. You feel like of a mental and spiritual breakdown, and then you get out there. And the fans kind of give you like this new life, and you're kind of like, okay, I can get through this. And then you start having a good time, and then you're actually having a beautiful time in the middle of it. And then when it's over, your body's ready to crash again.
Yeah.
Because like tomorrow, I got to get up, you know, at 6 a.m. I got to catch 2 more flights. I got 4 more headlining shows. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't play for under 2 hours on any
And
of
it's
my
a high
headlines.
energy.
It's a high energy show. So by the time Sunday rolls around, man, I'll be ready to like completely fall out and like
Yeah.
Will you
I
be
have
home?
nothing left.
Will you be home by then?
No,
No.
no.
Gosh, I'm hoping for your bed so bad to figure it out for you.
I know.
I know how important that is.
Gosh, there's so much.
Do
Go ahead, Chris.
you have some downtime? Like, do you have any, like, and this is gonna sound kind of nuts, but do you have any silly time? Like, is Kid
You know,
Ford
like, for the-
ever
It's a
just
great
like
question.
silly?
What's your
For sure.
non-musical release?
For sure.
Yeah.
I try to, you know, like for the longest time I didn't. Yeah, I mean, I've always been that person, but for the
Right.
longest time I didn't know that I couldn't. And about 3 years ago, I started taking like the winters off. And I started like using that time for me to try to get myself back together. But now you even learn that that's not okay. It's like, no, you gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. You got people behind the scenes that are like, get back out there, get back out there. So
You want people to forget about you.
yeah, and I probably shouldn't say that right now, but I speak the truth when I talk, and that's how it is. And you know, for me, you know, I've done that for the last three winters. But you know, I'm learning now that that's not okay. And it's like for me, you know, that's my time to try to get myself back together so that I can go through 10 straight months of touring. But it's yeah, I mean, it's I love music. I got into the purity of it. I love it so much. And it's kind of like a blessing and a curse for me because I love it so much that I never want to stop doing it.
Right.
But it's also one of those things where it's, you know, there's only a few of us that are actually doing it. It doesn't matter if people are observing it. If you're not actually doing it,
Do you know-
singing every night, like it's a different thing. It doesn't matter if you're not
Right.
right row with me
Right.
and you see me singing, you're like, okay, I know what he's going through.
Yeah.
You don't really
You
know
don't
because you're not
realize
up
either.
there.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's a different thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
They say real don't recognize as real. And I feel like you don't like celebrities. Like, I'm gonna put it right out there. Like, I would never put you on the spot. There are huge giants in your industry.
Man, I live in a 1,000 square foot apartment.
You do?
I know, and you lived in
In
a
a
small
beautiful
island.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
I
you,
still live in the same house. It's a house. It's
Are
kinda
you
like
a loner?
It's kind of like a house / apartment. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is actually.
But
But
you-
yeah, I
you
live in the
prefer
same thing
being
I bought
alone?
10 years ago, man.
Did you prefer being alone?
For your space.
I feel like I'm naturally an introvert at heart. So I do something that's very extroverted every night.
Yeah,
So it's hard for me to get filled back up.
yeah.
So that's why I do go take that time to go
Right.
do that, and I go surf, and I do those things.
Like, would
and-
you ever? Because you wrote the Bull, right? And
Yeah,
you're-
that's the first song I ever recorded that I didn't write.
Oh, you did write
Luke,
that song?
Luke Dick wrote that song. But when I heard it for the first time, me and Luke write a lot of songs together.
Okay.
So when he played that for me, I went, I would have said that.
You
so that's
would.
it's the first outside song that I ever recorded.
Because I almost feel like
It
that's.
sounds like it was you.
It
Yeah.
does, but it almost, like, the video's kind of dark and there's some alcohol references, but there's also this Kip Moore that is sort of practicing for that big moment, whether it's of the
Yeah.
big CMA. But, like, part of me thinks that you don't want that. Ever.
I like you, man. You're all right. You
Yeah.
and I get along. Man.
Yeah.
This guy's all right.
Well,
right?
because, like, I feel like
He's a
guys watch you, and if guys get you, they're like, that's my guy.
Yeah.
And women are like, don't ever take those pants off. Like, my girlfriend, all of her friends are texting her. You know what I mean? So you have that kind. But I feel like I like your depth, and I think that song is so cool because first I love the kick drum,
Yeah.
but the lyrics,
The song
they
matters.
are you, but they're not.
Yeah, I mean, it's that song to me, when I first heard it, I was like, ooh, man, I was going through, I felt everything in that song at that time. And
So that
Yeah.
wasn't the girl from Broken Bow. That didn't happen. to
no,
you?